Chapter 7. Cracks start to show. Alright, let's pick up right where things left off. Because in this chapter, the mask starts to slip, and the group, they're starting to break. The game hasn't even taken a breath, and the tension's already choking the room. Everyone's tired, mentally bruised, emotionally drained, but the game is just getting warmed up. This is where things get messy, where friendships stop being real and start becoming strategies. The second game, Friendship Guilt Trip, is built to break you. Each player gets their own isolated room. They're forced to answer personal, brutal questions. But here's the twist. The rest of the group has to guess how they'll answer. If the guesses are wrong, boom penalty. It doesn't just hurt the group financially. It hurts them emotionally. Because now they're questioning not only the answers, but each other's hearts. Who's being honest? Who's playing it safe? And worst of all, who's lying? Yuuichi's shocking answer then. It's Yuuichi's turn. And the question he gets? Would you betray your friends for money? There's a pause. A long, painful pause. You can almost feel the group holding their breath behind those walls. Then, Yuuichi answers, yes. Just like that. No hesitation in his voice. But the timing? That's what stings. He thought about it. He actually considered the question, weighing it like a real option. The others? They're shook. Especially Shiho and Makoto. They're not just surprised, they're scared. Was that the real Yuuichi speaking? Or was that part of his game? Makoto, who's always been fiery, now looks like a live wire. He can't sit still. He's pacing, clenching his fists, getting louder. He starts accusing Shiho, his supposed crush, his friend, of being the traitor, of lying, of using them. Shiho, who's tried so hard to stay composed, begins to crack. Her voice shakes. Her eyes lose that calm. She knows everyone's watching her, judging her, even though she hasn't done anything, at least nothing they know of. And Yutori? She's just breaking. She curls up in her chair, tears streaming down. She feels invisible, powerless. I'm just baggage, she whispers. It hits hard, because in a game like this, feeling small, feeling unwanted, that's dangerous. It means you'll do anything, just to matter. The quiet storm. Tenji, and then there's Tenji. Sitting in silence, barely moving, almost too calm. But there's something in his eyes. Not fear, not sadness, but calculation. He's watching them fall apart, and he's not stopping it. In fact, it almost looks like he wants it to happen. Yuuichi speaks to the system. Then something unexpected, something wild happens. Yuuichi begins speaking to the cameras. Yeah, he knows someone's watching. Maybe even expecting him to crack. But instead, he starts using the game against itself. Is this what you wanted? He says, staring straight into the lens. For us to betray each other like animals? His voice isn't angry. It's cold, calm. Like he's playing another game, a deeper one. Like he's not just here to win, but to understand who's really in control. The next few rounds go by in a blur. Each question digs deeper. Who do you trust the least? Who would you sacrifice first? Would you lie to save yourself? Each answer comes with a pause, a doubt, a cut to the heart. The wrong guesses pile up. The money drains. But more than that, the trust drains. Every answer creates a new crack in the team. And slowly, those cracks start to widen into chasms. Makoto finally explodes. He slams his hand against the wall of his room, shouting at no one and everyone all at once. This is insane. We're being played. Someone in here is a backstabber. He's not wrong, but the way he says it, it's like watching a cornered animal, lashing out afraid. Shiho tries to calm him, but it's too late. Makoto looks at her like she's a stranger now, like he doesn't know her. Maybe he never did, and that realization, it hurts. Because this game is showing them all something they've never wanted to admit. They don't really know each other. Yuuichi's shift in strategy. Then Yuuichi does something that flips the whole board. He stops trying to guess honestly. Instead, he begins playing predictively. He doesn't answer what he feels. He answers what he knows the group will guess. He turns the game into statistics, psychology, pattern recognition. It's genius and terrifying. Because now, he's not just surviving, he's mastering the system. Tension with Tenji builds. Tenji, who's been silent, starts showing cracks of his own. He smiles at odd moments, too calm, too confident. When Yuuichi starts guessing correctly every round, Tenji doesn't cheer, doesn't celebrate. He watches, carefully. And that's when Yuuichi starts looking back. Not at the game, not at the questions, but at Tenji. He's starting to suspect something. And you can feel it in his voice, in the pauses between his sentences. That cold, focused tone, yeah, it's back. And it's aimed directly at Tenji. The group has changed by the end of the chapter. The group isn't just confused. They're shattered. Each player is isolated, suspicious, exhausted. No one's thinking like a friend anymore. They're thinking like players, like survivors. And the real horror? That's exactly what the game wants. So now the pieces are moving faster. The trust is gone. The betrayal is thick in the air. And Yuuichi? He's becoming something else. Not just a player, but a threat to the game itself. Chapter 8. Suspicions rise, alright. ... Take a deep breath. Because what's coming next? It's not just about trust anymore. It's about survival. We open Chapter 8 with a storm brewing inside the game room. The tension? It's unbearable. Every glance, every word is a potential knife to the back. Makoto is the first to crack. His anger boils over. He's not hiding it anymore. "Shiho," he shouts, slamming his fist on the table. "I know you're the traitor." Shiho flinches, eyes wide. "What are you talking about?" Makoto points fingers like a man possessed. His voice is trembling, not from fear, but from betrayal. Real or imagined, it doesn't even matter anymore. The seed of doubt has taken root. And the game? It's feeding on it. Yutori cowers in the corner, barely holding back tears. "Stop it. We're supposed to be friends." But that word friends doesn't carry weight anymore. Not here. Not after what's been said. And what's still hiding beneath the surface. Let's pause for a second. Up until now, the Tomodachi game has been chipping away at trust. But Chapter 8? It lights the match. Makoto starts playing detective, listing reasons, analyzing moves, recounting suspicious behavior. And Shiho? She tries to stay calm, but cracks show. Her eyes dart, her lips tremble. Is she guilty? Or just tired of being accused? Here's the kicker: Makoto isn't thinking clearly. None of them are. They're being played, manipulated, and someone in that room is loving every second of it. Meanwhile, Yuuichi sits silently in the back, watching, listening, calculating. There's no panic in his expression, no rage. Just calm, ice-cold calm. It's terrifying. Makoto spins into a full-blown meltdown, desperate to prove he's right. She's been lying since day one. Don't you guys see it? But Yutori's breaking down too. "Maybe it's me," she whispers. Everyone turns. What if I'm the traitor and I don't even know it? The silence that follows, chilling. That's how deep the game has sunk into their minds. And then Yuuichi speaks. Why are we so eager to tear each other apart when the real enemy is watching us like lab rats? He's not just calling out the others. He's calling out the game itself. Everyone turns to him. And Yuuichi? He's looking straight into the camera. That's right. The game has eyes. And Yuuichi knows it. He begins to talk, not to the players, but to whoever is controlling the Tomodachi game. You want chaos? You getting it? he says with a smirk. But just remember, I'm not your average pawn. That moment sends shivers down your spine. Let's talk strategy. While the others unravel, Yuuichi is putting pieces together. Every scream, every accusation, he's storing it, analyzing it, filing it away. And there's one person who hasn't said much this whole time. Tenji. He's been oddly quiet, right? Just observing, nodding, avoiding conflict. That's not normal, not in a room where everyone else is falling apart. And Yuuichi notices. He starts asking subtle questions. Tenji, what do you think? Tenji shrugs, dodges, but Yuuichi watches. He's testing responses, looking for cracks. And while he doesn't say it out loud yet, the look in his eyes says it all. He suspects something. Now, let's talk about Shiho for a second. She's been at the center of most accusations. Why? Because she's confident, direct, sometimes cold. And in a twisted game like this, that makes her a target. But what if she's not the traitor? What if all this pressure is exactly what the real traitor wants? Distract, divide, destroy. And it's working. The chapter closes with a cruel twist. Another question is asked in the game. This one aimed at Yuuichi again. But this time, it's personal. It's about his past. Something painful. Something dark. He doesn't answer right away. Instead, he laughs. A slow, bitter chuckle that sends chills down everyone's spine. You want a real answer? He says to the camera. Fine. And he answers truthfully. Brutally truthfully. The room goes dead silent. No one knows what to say. But in that moment, it's clear. Yuuichi has stopped playing their game and started playing his own. So what just happened? The cracks in their friendship just split wide open. Makoto's rage? Explosive. Shiho's strength? Shaken. Yutori's guilt? Growing. And Tenji? Still hiding something. But Yuuichi? He's not unraveling like the rest. He's rising. And if you're paying close attention, he's about to take control of this entire game. Chapter 9 tension reaches breaking point. Okay, you felt the tension building like a rubber band stretched to its limit. And now, it snaps? This chapter? It's not about who the traitor is. It's about who still has the strength to even play the game. Emotions are boiling over. We open with the group in total silence. But this isn't the calm before the storm, it is the storm. You can hear the smallest sounds now. The creak of a chair. A breath held too long. Because no one knows who to trust. And that's exactly what the game wants. Makoto's hands are shaking. His eyes scan everyone like he's cornered. Shiho sits stiff, her jaw clenched, fighting to stay composed. Yutori is looking at the floor, as if staring into a hole she might fall through. And Tenji, he's still quiet. Too quiet. Yuuichi makes a move then. Like a fuse being lit, Yuuichi speaks, but it's not loud. It's not angry. It's calm. Way too calm. I think we've misunderstood something, he says, almost to himself. Everyone looks up. Makoto's like, what now? And Yuuichi turns to him slowly and says, you're playing checkers. I'm playing chess. Boom. That's the moment the tone shifts completely. From victim to puppet master, Yuuichi starts doing something no one expects. He begins analyzing the structure of the game out loud. The questions, the rewards, the penalties. He's breaking it all down like he's solving a puzzle. Makoto tries to interrupt. He's clearly uncomfortable with how confident Yuuichi is getting. But Yuuichi doesn't flinch. He leans forward, steeples his fingers, and asks a question that freezes everyone. Have any of you noticed? We're not being punished for lying. Everyone goes silent. He continues. The game punishes incorrect guesses, but not false answers. Think about that. You see it click in real time. He's not trying to play the game anymore. He's trying to break it. Manabu appears. The mascot, Manabu-kun, appears on the screen. That creepy cartoon face, wide-eyed and smiling. Yuuichi looks right at him. Did I get too close to the truth? He's testing the system. And then it hesitates. That cheerful Manabu laugh glitches for half a second. Just 1 second. But for Yuuichi, that second says it all. He grins. You flinched. Cracks in Tenji's mask. Now the camera shifts to Tenji. And what we see. His hands are clenched so tightly his knuckles are white. He doesn't say a word, but his body language is screaming. He knows Yuuichi is getting close. Yuuichi turns to him and softly says, "Something wrong, Tenji?" Tenji forces a smile. Just thinking. Yuuichi stares at him for a beat too long. You've been doing a lot of that lately. It's like he's poking a hole in a dam, waiting to see where the water starts leaking. Makoto explodes meanwhile. Makoto, unable to handle the pressure, finally snaps. He slams his fist on the table, stands up, and yells, "I'm done playing this game. You're all liars. And if no one's gonna admit it, then I'll treat you all like traitors." He storms over to Shiho, gets in her face. "You think I don't see through you? You're too perfect, too calm. What are you hiding?" Shiho tries to back away, but Makoto grabs her wrist. And that's when Yuuichi stands up. Yuuichi takes control. He doesn't yell. He just says, "Let her go." Makoto freezes. Not because Yuichi's words are loud, but because they're dangerous. Calm. Controlled. Lethal. Makoto releases her hand. And for the first time, he looks genuinely afraid. Yuuichi steps between them and turns to everyone. "This isn't about trust anymore," he says. "This is about control." He glances at Tenji. "And some of us are doing a really good job pretending they don't want it." The system shifts. Then Yuuichi does the unthinkable. He walks up to the wall-mounted speaker system and speaks directly to it. "Hey, Manabu," he says. "If this is just a game, let me prove something." He proposes a new bet, a twisted one. He'll take on an additional debt all by himself, just to test whether the system will allow it. Silence. Then, the screen flickers. Manabu smiles and accepts the bet. Everyone is stunned. No one can believe it. That wasn't supposed to be possible, but Yuuichi just did it. He bent the rules. Shiho whispers. He just changed everything. Makoto collapses into his chair. Yutori's crying again, this time from relief? From fear? Who knows? And Tenji. Tenji is staring at the floor, lips tight, sweating bullets. Closing the chapter as the chapter ends, the group is broken. Not because they lost money, not because they were betrayed, but because one of them, Yuuichi, isn't playing like a normal person. He's playing like someone who understands the system better than the people who built it. And that's terrifying. The group has lost control. The system is starting to crack. And Yuuichi? He's just getting started.